is the last recipe for my rice and beans challenge, which is crazy. It went by really fast, and I am so excited about what I accomplished this month, and I'm excited to take these new skills, meal planning, batch cooking, all of that stuff, and use them going forward to save money and time in my life and eat well and be healthy, which is awesome. The last recipe was tuna casserole, and it was really good, which is awesome. I wasn't really sure. I was starting to lose confidence in forks over knives recipes, but this one definitely delivered. It had chickpeas or garbanzo beans as the fake tuna, and the texture is perfect. And then it just had some mushrooms. I used almond milk. It just was supposed to be some plant-based milk. What else? Just some seasonings. There was one ingredient called kelp powder that is supposed to give it a more fishy taste, but I couldn't find that at the store, and I didn't need it. It was good without it. Yeah, and then there were peas, pasta. It was really good. Sorry, I'm like still waking up. I spent $17.65 on this one, so that is a lot. I think it was because I had to buy a seasoning of some sort. I can't even remember what seasoning it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I just had to buy some sort of seasoning. Sorry. And then, yeah, there's the chickpeas, peas, all that good stuff. It made 6 servings at 445 calories per serving, 11% fat, 36% sodium, 26% carbs, 8% potassium, 61% fiber, 7 grams of sugar, 10% vitamin A, 31% calcium, 14% vitamin C, 42% protein, 25% iron. So once again, really well-rounded, which is awesome. It was really good, and I still have one leftover serving of it that I need to eat. I think it actually, oh yeah, 6 servings. I was gonna say, I thought it said 4 servings, and I was like, it made more than that. No, 6 servings is right. So now I want to do a wrap up. Sorry, I'm backlit here, so it looks crazy. I'm a professional YouTuber, totally. This month I spent $184.76, which is a decent amount. I don't know. It's like my grocery budget used to be, I think, 140, something like that, but now I live with someone, so we share food. So I spent a little more. So that is actually good. And it was for 147 servings of food, which means that this month I spent $1.25 per serving of food, which is amazing. That's really good. $1.25 per meal. And I mean, that does include 1 serving each for each cookie. But I only really ever ate one at a time, so it works. I don't think that's like pushing it. And like the corn and black bean cakes are counted separately as well, because I could never get through 2 in one sitting. It always ended up being 2 servings if I had to. So that was my rice and beans challenge month. I learned a lot, and I don't have fancy kitchen tools. I have soup pots, or like saucepans. I have frying pans. I have 1 or 2 cookie sheets, a couple casserole dishes, but when it comes to like food processor blender, I only have a small magic bullet. And so there were times during this where I would have to blend some stuff with the bullet, put it in another container, and like half of it in another container, keep half of it in there, add more ingredients, and blend it so that I could get all of the ingredients in there. Like the sauce for the tuna, it had cashews in it, and almond milk and granulated onion, which is something I'd never heard of. I ended up having to use something called minced onion, so it was just like small pieces of onion that were in like the dry seasoning. It wasn't onion powder. It was, I don't know, it worked. I think that was part of why it was so expensive, so you probably could substitute onion powder if you want to save money. But I wanted to experiment and learn. But yeah, I couldn't fit all of the ingredients for the sauce in one little magic bullet cup, so I had to just add more almond milk to the mixture in the pot at the end, and that was fine. It worked totally fine. And yeah, I know with like the chocolate chip cookies, I had to blend that in batches. Same with the artichoke dip. I made it work, and you can too with minimal tools. I have no measuring spoons. I have one measuring cup that is a full cup, and so I would just eyeball it. Yeah, I was just eyeballing things this whole time and using my little magic bullet, and everything turned out pretty well. And I think anything that didn't turn out well, it wasn't because I didn't spend money on tools. It was because I didn't like the recipe. But yeah, even for the chickpeas, for the tuna casserole, they were supposed to be chopped up in a food processor or like pulsed in a food processor. And I tried to do it for a second in the Magic Bullet, but the way it's designed, it's like you have to basically completely demolish the stuff right by the blade before the other stuff will come down and be chopped as well. So I knew it was going to create a paste rather than the tuna texture. So instead I just mashed it with a fork, and it worked great. It was a little more work, but not enough more work to have it be an issue, especially because at that point it's like the pasta was cooking and I'd already cooked the mushroom and onion, and I had time to kill anyway, so it worked out really well timing wise. And one thing, I would probably just add more mushrooms to this recipe, but that's just because I like mushrooms. You know, I'd probably add more peas too. I like the veggies, I guess, which is good because those are good for me. Yay! I can't believe I did it. I am sure if you've watched other videos on my channel, I always talk about how I don't have time to cook. I always talk about how I end up spending more money because I don't have time to cook. I don't have the energy to cook after a bunch of long days. And I think sort of combining my cooking with something that's like a job, my YouTube stuff, it's not a job, I do it for fun, but like it felt like it was something more functional for my life and career. It made it more of a priority, and I realized that I can do it. So that's really cool, and I will probably more often than not food prep and cook at home as much as possible. And I think that's exciting. So thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. Let me know any recipes you guys like, and let me know how you're doing. I don't know. I feel like I haven't been able to interact with you guys the same way this month, and it's like a bizarre feeling because it's like it's not like I'm having a one-to-one conversation, but it just feels like normally I talk budget stuff and my career stuff, and I took a little detour that was relevant to that stuff, but like I want to get back on track, and I'm really excited to start talking about my budget and stuff like that again now that I have the cooking thing more under control. Alright, I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.